Hello, this is Joe Herrera with the Michael Chekhov Studio Orlando, and I am doing this video. It was requested of me to talk a little bit about and possibly even demonstrate one of Chekhov's techniques, specifically the Three Sisters sensations. So, what I was asked to do is to kind of focus in on each of them individually. So I'm going to be creating this video, and this video is going to entail working on the sensation of falling. So we're working with the principle that Chekhov, he really didn't create this. He just sort of knew that this was a principle, right? Like we all know, which is the principle of gravity. And yielding to that principle of gravity, yielding to the weight of gravity. And what does that do to our physiology and our psychology as an actor or even as a character? And so this specific tool can be used in various ways. It can be used as a characteristic trait, such as a physiological state. So it's more of a behavior. It's more of a physical thing. So the falling is more physical. It can be used to evoke emotions, so it's more psychological. It may have some manifestation physiologically, but it is more psychological. So my thoughts are falling, my feelings are falling, my desires are falling. Or it can also be used in terms of transition. For example, as actors, we're trained to figure out what the objective is of our character in a scene, and so part of that objective is to determine if we have succeeded in that objective, and so in doing that, there is that transition between the doing and the reactive. So this tool is more towards the training the reactive states, right? So it's about if I am, for example, wanting to reach out to you and touch you, but without physically doing that, maybe touching you with my words, communicating with you, explaining an idea with you using my words, and I get my response from you, I'm either going to fall in relief, or if I don't get my response, I'm going to fall into despair. So those are the three basic ways that we can use this tool of the Three Sister sensations. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to transition into demonstrating this tool for you. So here we go. Sensation of falling. I'm going to demonstrate it abstractly, and then we'll start to veil it, which is internalizing the energy, using the energy body. So the first thing you want to do is just to yield to the pull of gravity. Just yield. Allow yourself to fall. Allow different parts of your body to fall. Pull back. Pull forward. Pull up, pull left, pull right. And if you start to ask yourself, what type of character is a faller? Immediately I think of zombie. I think of a drunk wino. I think of someone who's sleeping, tired. But if I start to veil that, and even veil it where I'm localizing it in my heart, so my heart is falling out and down.
Oh, for news of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. And allow that heart to continue to fall, allowing the sensation to permeate my body. Immediately I sense my shoulders are fallen, my chest is caved in. But what if I now change that, and now I put it in my eye, left eye. And I imagine that the energetic eye is falling out and down. The left eye. It doesn't fall too far from my body, but it's a perpetual fall. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, sleep, no more. And let's say I move that sensation of falling in my left eye, and now I move it down to my gut, and it's falling down. This sensation, this energy, the energetic gut is falling down. That sensation, it's an inner movement. And this is about manipulating that energy body to see if you can move it and sustain it. Oh, for a muse of fire that would ascend the brightest heaven of invention, a kingdom for a stage, princes to act, and monarchs to behold the swelling scene. Then should the warlike Harry like himself assume the port of Mars, and at his heels leashed in like hounds should famine, sword, and fire crouch for employment, but pardon gentles all. The flat, unraised spirits that hath dared on this unworthy scaffold bring so forth a great object. What if I change that sensation from the groin, and now I put it that my heart is falling from my back? So it's falling out and back. To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis noble in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep, and falling in relief, perchance to dream. Aye. There's the rub.
Welcome back. And so that was a little demonstration of just the sensation of falling. This is an archetypal sensation, right? And this physical sensation of falling is it 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 has an inherent ability to give us that ability to move downwards. When we speak of being down in the dumps, all right, falling into despair, this sensation of falling, this archetypal sensation of falling, is it holds all this, and so we have sensations. It usually default is it has a negative. It holds all of the negative feelings that we can experience, such as sorrow, doubt, confusion, panic, despair. What's important is when you first attempt this type of exercise is do it abstractly. In other words, take your full body, yield to the weight of gravity, yield to the pull of gravity, even fall down to the floor and experience that pull as you feel your energy body just being pulled and sucked into the core of the earth. And then try to lift yourself up, holding and sustaining that sensation of falling. And then just fall throughout the room. I encourage maybe some pillows, some sofa cushions, or some gym mats around so you don't hurt yourself in a big space, and just kind of just fall back, fall forward, fall up. You find some idioms on the internet and see if you can use those idioms, phrases that we normally like falling into despair. What does that feel like? Falling for that same old joke. What is that? How does that translate in the body? And always remember, these aren't just bodily exercises, right? They are psychophysical exercises. We do these exercises in order to, like Chekhov says, in order to obtain a psychological value to them. So what we're looking for is the sensation, the inner movement or inner impulse that it provides, and sustaining that inner impulse and inner movement with your energy body. And then start to veil it. So there's a scale, right? So 0 is fully veiled, or even 1 is fully veiled, and 10 is fully unveiled, meaning that it's abstract, full out, from head to toe. I mean, every part of your body is just falling and just flopping down and flopping up and flopping sideways. And then you can veil that, mute that, and continue to hold that sensation of falling. And see if you can sustain that and radiate that into the space. And try to do natural things, tying your shoes, sitting down, taking a drink of water, getting up again while still falling, holding that sensation of falling, saying a couple of basic lines such as yes, no, hello, maybe, how are you, and then going into maybe a scene or a monologue, sustaining this sensation of falling. And what discoveries will you make when you do this? So just always ask yourself that question, what does this awaken in me? What sensation, what feelings, what thoughts, what images, what desires does this sensation of falling awaken in me? And that's what you wanna gravitate to. You want to gravitate to that. We do the abstract, we do the full out, full-bodied version of it first, in order to create a stronger reverberation of the inner sensation. Yes? So, try this at home. Try this at home, and I hope this little demonstration and brief description of it helps a little bit. I will follow up with another video sometime next week or so with the sensation of floating, the polar opposite of falling. And then the third one will be the struggle of between falling and floating, which is balancing. So until then, thank you so much for your time, and just subscribe once again to this YouTube channel. Check us out on www.michaelchekhovstudioorlando.com if you are in the Central Florida area and are looking for private acting lessons in the Michael Chekhov process. Then please look us up, give me a call, and we'll set up a time, a date to get you started on inspired acting.